Ezreal, a Lock, or a Kiana. Something with a little bit more point and click could have been better, just with the slippery composition, but it looks like Feather is just going to try to play towards these roams, allow for Kiana decides to strike. Tangyuan dings level 3, and here comes the cavalry. Ritual Nails comes out in the Ashen Pursuit. No more mana onto Heru. And that means
opt to use the flash. Just takes the death. Very nice pathing from Hung there. And we're saying that LGD's early games have been really impressive. I thought they looked pretty good other than their flash. If that's burned, and with the assassin-like comp that LGD have, can be a bit easier to find damage onto these carries. And Thundertalk's comp is all carries. It's 4 carries and a bard. They do have trying to look for some kind of engage there. If maybe he caught Junhao, the damage could have been really nice. Tangyuan ults Feather.
He'll have a flash on the bard. He's going to try to get over the wall, and does so before the Purgatory pops.
Is this
now
good?
Junhao going to be able to run down Tangyuan, who no longer has a lot of abilities at his disposal. Uses the Ashen Pursuit and the flash to get away, but here comes that Petrifying Gaze. Heru chasing him down with the Twin Fangs and gets Thundertalk onto the board. Second proc of the Hound's Pursuit comes forward from Junhao, and he's looking to dive crisp underneath the mid lane turret. It'll be Hung to force him away, but was a surprising thing to say because Thundertalk weren't winning a lot of games, but the way he was playing those early games, just incredible. And now it feels like Hung is kind of taking that mantle in his own right. Speaking of being in a little bit of trouble, that's going to be Tangyuan here in the mid lane. Heru's just going to solo kill him. The burn not going to take him down. He pops his potion at the right time and still is able to pick up the kill. Tempered Fate goes forward from Feather, but there's nobody to try to finish off the kill on the Hung. Finally, the curtain calls second shot from On, able to take down the Lock. So an extended 1-for-1, but Tangyuan lived for way too long in that one.
Yeah, playing the game on this Jace can be pretty tough for LGD's lack of engage to deal with him. Dragon started up.
Thundertalk going to stall this one out a little bit. Feather throws out the ultimate, waiting for Junhao to try to get into the pit, but Hung's able to take it down with his smite. However, on the other side, it is Xiaoya who instantly gets deleted as Thundertalk looking for the engage. 1-for-1 for now. Tangyuan with Purgatory, able to get one. Finds the Ashen Pursuit forward onto Junhao, takes him down. That's a double kill. One going over to the Kiana as well. It is bodies flying across the bottom lane. Ends up being a 3-for-2 in favor of TT, but Bertle's trying to equalize on the other side of the map. Q3 ends up not connecting, but Keshi's still in a little bit of trouble. Bertle going to dash forward? No. Opts instead to back away with his ult expiring, and Keshi lives to... This is like the one composition where it definitely makes sense into 4 squishies. As speaking of squishy, that might be where Feather is in this fight. To pop the Tempered Fate and the Locket to try to stay alive, but Tangyuan certainly going to be able to finish that one off. That's another kill going into the Lock's hands. Supreme Display of Talent thrown into the wall to try to slow down Heru, but he pops the Miasma and hits all 3. So he's going to survive for now. However, here come the reinforcements for TT. Hound's Pursuit connects onto Hung, and the curtain call has been opened up. Crisp gets hit by the third shot, tries to flash away from 4th preemptively, but Heru is still going to be able to take him down. Tangyuan dashes forward to get a trade on to the Snake Lady, and now it's a 2v3, but the health bars are on Thundertalk's side still. On has full HP, waiting to maybe get over the wall, but opts instead to back away. As Thundertalk able to get a couple of kills back before taking the Void Gates, or the Hex Gates, over into the enemy jungle. Seems like they're not maybe done with this one just yet. See Junhao running into the enemy jungle, gonna at least take away this drop.
This item in general, I think it's really overrated. I'd much prefer the consistent damage that other items might bring. Looks like Hung gets the dragon, and LGD are fighting Thundertalk off of the Herald.
Okay, so it's going to be tough for Junhao to take this one. I think LGD just might get both. Alright, nice job for them to zone TT away from that. They should be able to control both neutral objectives, but looks like a fight will be breaking out instead, because that's what these two teams have wanted to do every single time in this game. Heru getting bursted down. Oh, it's the Herald secured by Tangyuan, and he also gets kill number 5 and 6 with a double kill into the enemy mid-jungle. Teleport from Keshi is going to be too late unless he can find this snipe onto Hung. Waits for it, throws it out. And not connecting on the Kiana, so 2-for-0 for LGD. They're looking to make it a little bit more, though. Tangyuan dashing forward onto unofficial triple kill, and Feather might be the unofficial quad. Still on the hunt here. Tangyuan has the resets. He saw the blast cone over, but actually maybe he didn't. Waiting for the Bard. He should be able to find this one. Ashen Pursuit And Tongyuan is
Wow.
just patting that KDA, baby.
Yep. What I was talking about a bit earlier, but you were saying maybe this is becoming the Tongyuan pick, and I think you're totally right. He looks much better in this first game.
Been a sight to behold these last few minutes. Tongyuan still is top lane for some reason.
Oh, wow.
He's gonna jump in the Herald to stay alive. Oh, no. Oh, no, he didn't. Okay. Thought he was gonna maybe charge into the tower instead. He's gonna use it defensively, and Haru goes way too far forward to get taken down by an Intopa strike of Bertle. Things have fallen apart here for TTJ Beto as Hung looks to join the party with a supreme display of talent. Finds a smite on Takeshi, who's down to 40% HP. There's not enough damage just yet. Tongyuan. Oh, Tongyuan, what are you doing, bud? Okay, he jumps back in. He actually regenerates enough to be able to rejoin this fight. His double cosmic binding connects on to both Bertle and himself. And that'll be 2 towers taken down in this gold leap balloon to 3.5k.
Yep. Almost the entire lead that Keshi had gotten is gone. Arn is just going to die. He's going to explode here. Yep. So much damage in this game. The Kiana lock pairing is unbelievable. And
not only of this game, but when you take a look at the... Keshi's fine. When you take a look at the All-Pro voting, that closes tomorrow, by the way. Make sure you do that on LPL English.
Don't even worry about it.
might be a part of that. All of a sudden. I know there's a lot of great mid laners. One of the better chances they get with the gold lead at only 5,000 before that snowball continues to grow. Dragon reset here by LGD as the battle lines have been drawn. Keeping an eye on seeing when exactly he throws that curtain call out. Tongyuan is level 14, asserting his dominance around the Dragons at 3,000. Hung in the pit, but he gets hit by the Tempered Fate. Thunderhawk might try to just burst this down to secure it. There it is. Smite secured by Junhao. What will the fight look like in the other side? It's the curtain call coming through from On, not finding any meaningful damage just yet. Hung looking to get over the wall potentially, but it's going to actually just be LGD backing away.
Well, Dragon secured by Thundertalk. I was really expecting LGD to pull the trigger a bit harder there, and Thundertalk kind of get ran.
Thank you.
Aaron's getting started up. I don't think we're allowed to walk in at all.
Oh, Hung throws out the ulti. A lot of ultis being thrown out, making 4 as the Tempered Fate is used. Oh no! Was it a sabotage? Haru's able to get away and start throwing these Twin Fangs out. It is the Baron reset. The curtain call comes out right now for On. Feather running away from Bertle as the Hound's pursuit comes forward, and Chris goes down. First kill going over to Thundertalk. Xiaoya now has to run away from the might of the Neferi, but Junhao is unrelenting. He flashes forward for a double kill, but Tongyuan now gets on the board. He has his resets, and he has vengeance in his eyes. It's a triple kill for the lock. Hung makes it so the penta is not possible, but Tongyuan's gonna try to finish off the ace all the same. Junhao, the last remaining survivor, gets taken down by a Q, and LGD go 5 for 2 on the fight around the Nash.
Not the prettiest. Work a little hard for it. A little harder.
Yeah, you're playing Thundertalk. It's too easy.
Oh, some fighting words.
Better team. Maybe it'll come. Maybe it'll come in playoffs. Maybe it'll come in Worlds. Let's get crazy.
Tongyuan lock Worlds pentakill into World skin for the new champion. Is that the route we're going?
Be good for the marketing team. I'd say that.
It would be. It would be. That's good for the LPL as well.
Hey, it's been a while.
It has been a while. Don't remind me.
I think we're feeling. I'm at an LPL. So
if LGD win,
exactly is going to be able to make it.
Is it as big as the DRX win as Magical Journey?
It definitely would. We're a lot of steps away from that as we've seen in the team fight breakout. Hung gets the kill onto Feather. Tongyuan dashes over the wall. We still have the Baron power play for another minute and 10 seconds, by the way, as LGD looking to put the finishing touches on this first game. The first of many steps to potentially qualifying to Worlds. And it's going to come here in this opening game. Tongyuan heals up for 1,000 gray health and should be able to finish off this game. Bertle in a 1v3. Purgatory comes out for good measure. And Tongyuan is hunting into the enemy base. It's the Nexus Towers going down. And in 29 minutes, LGD dominate Thundertalk to take our opening game of the night.
Yep. Unfortunately for us, Grapes, LGD making it look like it's not going to be a long one. Although they're making this go on a little longer than they should. And get a little nervous and they will end the game there. But yeah, I don't think we'll get to spend a whole lot of time together. If Elney looked pretty good on it. Removed the Camille out of the support role, but now it's getting picked up a little bit in the top side. So, to be completely honest, I think... And that was the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life.
We'll get into that in a second, because right now, we might see some action here in the mid lane. There's the flag and drag onto Haru, and he's not even going to have to flash away, because he knows...
Excusable here as Junhao tries to go for red buff.
Oh, he smites, doesn't smite it. He smites it and he still auto-attacks it. Okay, so that's a victory here for the Vi. Now has his Conqueror fully stacked. Flashes onto Hung, but does not use the Vault Breaker. Instead, going to maybe wait to use it towards Chris, but he gets blocked away by the Ultra Mega Fire Kick. Now in the top lane, we see some skirmishing. It's Bertel and Keshi duking it out. Keshi at less than 100 mana. And now we see Junhao continuing his counter-jungling journey. He's able to pick up most of the Krugs and actually ends up with a net advantage. In like they just, you see like the little shift in their mental as they like walk back away. Because normally, like if you're a ref, you're like, trying to break. Okay, sorry, break up a fight. We're seeing some fighting here. Bertel picks up the solo kill onto Keshi, and now in the bottom lane, On's gonna be in some trouble. Chris flashes forward, allows for Xiaoya to pick up that kill. Feather's gonna go down as well. It is not looking good for TT fans as LGD are up 4-0. Like your local skyscraper, I guess? Like a turret?
As long as it's at the bottom. I don't want to TP anywhere else.
That's true. Realm Orb coming down here for Tongyuan. Alongside Hung, he brought a friend. That guy's dead. It's 5-0. Make it 6. Yeah, double kill. Our Thunder Talk... What's going on here, guys? Do the sports stuff. That's what should happen here. Might see some more sports stuff happening here. As there's a Cataclysm onto Feather. On goes down, kind of just in transition. 7-0 for LGD. As they might start up this dragon. A reminder to everybody: no playoff stakes, kind of for any of our series here today. That's why we're kind of being a little more fast and loose. LGD are locked in 6th. Thunder Talk locked into 7th place and outside of the playoff bracket for now. And Bertel's going to show why with this public execution. Never mind. Oh, he outplays him. Oh, you can see him in the player cam. He's not happy about that one. Keshi able to win the 1v1.
I think Bertel knows definitely didn't need to go for that at all. But did. And didn't work out the way he wanted it. Thunder Talk got a Drake. Happened though.
No, it was self-inflicted. But that's the only kill that LG. It's been a long time. If somebody says too soon to that, not buying it. Maybe too soon for Keshi. He's not scaled up just yet. He's got to flash away from the Rune Prison. Still gets hit by it and knocked up. Tongyuan goes on a killing...
conservative play here from the bot lane of LGD2. Making sure they don't get hit by this dive. They'll lose some. I mean, actually, maybe Xiaoya didn't get the message. He is under the tower by himself.
Oh my, 3 ultimates? Okay, hey, you know what, Thunder Talk? They got what they wanted, and that was a kill. Might come at the cost of a little bit more, though, as they don't have a lot of cooldowns left available for Bertel, who has teleported down here for a little bit of revenge. Ultra Mega Fire Kick just barely tagging Haru, and that'll be enough for Tongyuan to go on a rampage. Public execution underneath the tier 1 for Bertel. Maybe just trying to close the distance onto On. It looks like they're going to instead leave Feather in underneath his own tower. They're going to dive him even without a wave. Oh, it's disrespectful here for LGD.
Can't go for this full roam, although Tongyuan is moving up to the top side. Keshi has stayed.
Not a good day to be Keshi up here. He gets knocked up again. Hookshots forward, but doesn't find the member who is tanking tower aggro, so doesn't decide to throw the ulti out. Does have some friends alongside him now, though. Try to defend this top lane tier 1 turret. Actually, it's all 5 members. Now make it 4 with the reset. Going forward, Enchanted Crystal Arrow not connecting, but Thunder Talk could still try to find Xiaoya here. Junhao does not have the ultimate available, but still looks for the Vault Breaker. Nice root connects from Feather. And finally, TT get a little get back.
Tongyuan is putting up more all-pro arguments on this rise now. 5-0-2.
And TT gonna look for another play. Oh, that's a one-shot. Nicely done. On to Crisp. He goes down. Thunder Talk not out of it just yet. We've been talking about LGD racking up these kills here, Jay Beto, but it's only a 1,000 gold lead for now. A lot of that, though, belongs on the top side of the map. And Bertle is the beneficiary. It looks like TT going to try to shut that down. They're sending 4 members down here, and Hung is sprinting to try to defend his top laner with another wave about to crash underneath the tier 1 down bottom. Who will pull the trigger first? Vault Breaker forward, gets buffered here by the public execution, and in come the reinforcements. Hung has arrived, makes it a 1-for-1, but the Ranger's focus has been unlocked. Crisp going to save the Jarvan. And so it will only be that trade of kills with the top lane tower going for Tangyuan.
I'm really surprised Hung didn't pull the Cataclysm there. Might have just been on cooldown and came only 1,500 gold. And if Tangyuan dies, the gold lead is basically gone because he already has such a humongous shutdown. Nice flag here. We'll spot out Heru on the pink ward that he was on. But yeah, Tangyuan's going to give over like 900 gold nearly if he dies. And that'll make the game significantly more even. Does also have the biggest lead on his team, so it does make sense. Already stacking towards that rower. And LGD getting the Drake, most likely. Oh, no, sorry, they're fighting.
And now the Hung will use the Cataclysm on to 2 flashless targets, and that'll mean 2 easy kills. It seems like every time a fight breaks out, there's 4 or 5 members just waiting on either side. See if Keshi can do anything about this one as he TPs in just a flash away. Tangyuan is going to flash forward himself, find the Rune Prison onto Heru, only for the slow, but the knockup connects from Hung, who gets another one into his pocket. LGD end up winning out 3 kills, dominant as you could be. And it seems like any kills that they give up are just going to be traded for more on the other side, as we see another play towards Keshi here. Tangyuan playing very aggressively here in this game, and I love to see it. It's going to be a knock-up here for Hung as well. This mid-jungle have been working beautifully for LGD all series long. Yeah, they get enough, I would say. As On still actually does have a gold lead over Xiaoya. He's been farming a lot. Speaking of, that's where everyone's going to decide to go now, is to bot lane to try to pick on Keshi once again. Sport Camille hasn't had a time in a 1v1 situation basically all game. Able to do some flashy stuff like use the hook shot to dodge the EQ. Doesn't matter. Still dies for the 4th time.
Juno should be able to get out here. Realm Warp actually, maybe not.
Tangyuan and Hung. Once again the dive buddies here. The last Essence Flux will
look like they're poised to do so. They're looking really good. I really don't see a weak link in this game so far, in this game plan. And the team comp, how they're drafting, how they're playing. Jungle's dead, so this Baron is a free take, but can they fight after?
Ooh, the Encore finds both bottom laners, and in goes Keshi onto the back line, finds the ultimatum onto Chris, picks up that first kill, and now it is Thunder talking a 4v4 with the jungler on the way. Junhao uses that Hex Gate to get over. EQ from Hung gonna get followed up by that cease and desist, and a 1k shutdown goes the way of Keshi. Bertle dashes onto Heru but won't be able to finish it off, and now it's Tangyuan flashing forward, finding an overload, but the heal comes through from Feather. Bertle jumping in to try to finish the deal. Xiaoya getting very dangerously low though, as Bertle ends up taking the kill, and Tangyuan gets his opposing mid laner on the other side.
But so I feel like even though you're trading enough, you don't get enough. There's Dragon stacking is good for LGD, and they're going to be able to use this Baron to expand this gold lead even more.
Yeah, they're going to get that Dragon. They're going to maybe look for this tower, maybe even look for a fight. Hung decided to go on a one-way journey, and he did not have any friends alongside him, so he will go down. His jungler's being traded, though. Xiaoya dies under the tower. Okay, LGD, we got to calm down a little bit here, guys, as we lost 3 members for that play for just Junhao.
Very poor late-game decision-making, where they'll have a lead, a significant lead, and then Chris probably just gets one shot there. Yep. And they'll lose the entire fight with Baron, with a big gold lead. It's happened multiple games in a row now, and this feels like the most egregious one where they're just going to... This isn't going to work.
That's a fair point. How seriously are LGD treating this? And should they be treating it a little bit more like a game that they want to work on the fundamentals of, right? Is this late game fantasy that exists, Jay Beto, on the side of Thunder Talk? If you can get this 4-item Camille, if you can get 3 or 4 items onto Syndra and Ashe, we'll see if Thunder Talk can get to that off of the errors that LGD have given. Speaking of, might see another one as Crisp has been caught out, but so has Keshi. But this Camille is now very tanky, and Hung gets hit by the Scatter of the Week and taken down by Haru. It's a 2-for-1 in favor of ThunderTalk, or 2-for-0. Felt like they were going to run away with this 2-0. All of a sudden, have a lot of threats that they find themselves facing. Like this Camille, who dives in onto Bertle, is in a 1v4, but should be able to survive with the help of that Guardian Angel. And now the rest of his team has arrived. Target going to be Tongyuan. He's forced to go golden, but the public execution on the backside for Bertle is going to delay a little bit. Tongyuan gets the first kill, and Hung dives onto the backline, but it's going to be the Bertle who dies first. Tongyuan in with the Realm Warp, able to assassinate one, pick up a double kill, but eventually gets taken down. It's still a 3v2. Keshi has his Guardian Angel, finally will get that procced, and Junhao, the only remaining player that has the ability to fight back for now. Hook shot forward, double kill over to Xiaoya, and they ended up getting Tongyuan, but they don't get the rest of the team. It's a triple kill for the Lucian, and LGD able to hang on.
It's another 1,000 gold for Keshi.
Try to close this series out. If they want to prove that they are going to be a tough matchup for top esports.
Now Keshi in a pretty decent position, will be spotted out on this pink ward, and LGD might be able to get sandwiched. The tier 2 and top does break, but
LGD is shifting their focus to mid and top, now sending the cavalry into this mid wave after ThunderTalk tried to defend the top side. Xiaoya gets hit by the arrow, but the Breath of Life from Crisp, able to get himself away from that one as the inhibitor finally will get taken down. We'll have super minions pushing into the mid lane for the next 5 minutes, but with LGD only having 30 seconds left on this Baron power play, gonna actually turn around and look for the fight. But it's Junhao who already has his Guardian Angel procced, and Xiaoya and Tongyuan are a little too far from the rest of their team. Guardian Angel will keep Junhao alive for a little bit, as it is Xiaoya who picks up the kill. A big Scatter of the Week connects, but Xiaoya does not get hit by the preceding Dark Sphere. 2-for-1 in favor of ThunderTalk to establish dominance, at least in one part of the map. Xiaoya dashing forward, finds the culling. On, only chunks him down to about 60%, but just once again using that Lucian priority. Try to shove this wave of super minions as far into ThunderTalk space as they can. But TT looking to try to answer here. Keshi has that Guardian Angel back up. He will be a very big tool for his team if they want to try to stop this soul from going over.
Tough to walk in. Here's the Realm Warp.
The Realm Warp. 3 members going immediately onto On. Finds the stun onto Tongyuan, but that won't stop the Jarvan. It will be that 1 kill going over, but Bertle dies on the backside. So, no AD carry here for ThunderTalk. No top laner for TT, and they're going to have Keshi going in with the Hextech ultimatum. Teru goes down on the backside, but LGD still will stand strong. Tongyuan will survive the attack from the Camille. They will give a double kill over to Xiaoya, and only Feather remains. It took a little bit longer than we may have thought, Jay Beto, but LGD still able to dominate this game number 2 by their own playbook. They will break open.
Jay Beto was talking a lot about the Zeri. I do think that's a champion that we should look out for in the playoffs, but thanks to the Runin's Hurricane changes. But Yunara is definitely a champion that will be happy to build that item to survive your burst. You don't get to kill me.
I do think...
Oh my god, self-shockwave? Doesn't pull the lock under the turret, but Xiaochu's flashing under the turret, and he will just solo out ZDZ, won't even die to the last turret shot, and that's exactly why you don't give this guy his jacks.
Gets level 6 first, immediately goes for the trigger pull, as now Xiaofeng is in here in the mid lane, but does not have ult yet.
No, he's going to land a Darkened Dagger. Ashen Pursuit, though, will help Bulldog dash and blink his way out of danger. At least gets Honkyu protection. They're not going to surrender all 3. Sticking around, maybe poking and prodding, but no, dangerous game. And yeah, the cross map's the real win here for JG, so they shut down any Void Mites for Edward Gaming. And their bottom lane reaps the real rewards in the gold category. Positioning around it, the prio goes to JDG, especially in the mid lane, as Honkyu continues to find these very good trades with the Roa finish. And oh boy, here goes Gala. Transcend against the Wild Growth. Arc of Ruin does land this slow, but Gala got snared up and cannot chase any further. It's the flash off of Leave and more pressure on the bot side for Jin Dong Gaming.
Look at the teleport. Bulldog is going for a flank here, but I think he'll see the trail coming through, but is it too late?
It's like a shooting star, but it's got a big problem coming. There's the Purgatory, not yet used. Double dash for Bulldog. Now we'll drop it, but Xiaofeng is pretty slippery. Ritual Nail's going to have to get it done, and Bulldog will find that kill. Nice teleport flank. Xiaofeng had no idea that was coming.
Bulldog getting his first kill of the game, and EDG putting themselves on the map. Not going to do a ton With Farukia's entire kit, like, there is value in getting this dragon. Finally, JDG seem to be listening.
Cruise control as they do take their talents towards Shelly's pit. And a dive maybe towards the bot side here. Honkyu gonna shockwave the entire wave, and that's gonna cut out the engage because Turd was already grabbed. It's a vault breaker out, a TP behind from Xiaosu as, oh god, Gala flashes beautifully over the Encore, and Perukia is done for in translation down to the bot side. He gets picked off, and JDG also gonna grab that Rift Herald to the top side, courtesy of Xiaofeng.
Transit, translation, transmission. You know, we know what you were saying, Slayer, but the whole theme of these this last 30 seconds is JDG are taking over the map here. Herald was taken by Xiaofeng. Mid lane tower is gonna fall. Herald will immediately be spawned and then killed. Such is a life for old Shelly here in game number 1, but JD Gaming ballooning this gold lead all the more, and EDG. You talk about the slower pace of games, and hold that thought, actually, as we're going for a fast-paced play.
Yeah, wild growth. I don't think it's going to save Vampire. Perukia is going to pick up the kill with a double tap. Alex pursuit forward, though. Xiaofeng is getting interrupted by a nice vault breaker there from JJ. Now make sure Perukia doesn't take any damage, so nice little pick potential there between JJ and Leave to get them a bit more gold back.
Claim. I say another turret, but this is the first one to be taken, so in 2 levels on top of that as he dings over to level 14.
Bulldog.
Just feels like nothing was really done to try and accelerate this whole up, but maybe they can accelerate the lock.
Honkyu gets the speed up. JJ doesn't have the vault breaker back up just yet, and Honkyu's created a good amount of space, recognizing he is on the tier 1 turret. It does have a lot of crystalline overgrowth on it. Honkyu, you get the first big auto through. JG, though, now kind of surrendering their position and looking to move back towards mid lane. Honkyu, maybe with the touch of the void, will pick up that top lane tier 1 turret, so they do end up collecting that gold, but we really are just hating on the Drake pit this game, Quacks.
They're just spawn.
Just be like, hey guys, I'm doing good, don't worry about me.
I thought initially it was like the 3 points is hold on Bulldog.
Bulldog. Purgatory. Remember, Honkyu already used his flash. The shockwave this time won't be dashed out of by the Rocket Belt, but Bulldog's going to flash back forward. It's a nice stasis to wait out the Purgatory there for Honkyu. And he will end up surviving, loses access to that Seekers, as oh boy, Xiaosu going to force the Ragnarok out of ZDZ, just for the threat alone of the solo Bolo. They're full committing, and EDG still have no idea this is happening. Finally, Bulldog cancels his recall, so they have an inkling this may be going on. Perukia puts a last-ditch ward down, but it's just to see the final smite go through.
Late game carries of JDG are scaling on their items. We've got Gala almost completing his 3rd, Honkyu working on his 3rd.
I mean,
he's now just 1v1ing Bulldog with no problem.
I mean, his HP pool is disgusting. He has the Zanyas if he really needed it, but he didn't. He just completely gaps Bulldog in a solo kill. And JDG will use that pressure to push down on the other 2 lanes. Remember, JJ tried to swing over there to make it a 1-on-2. He's just now getting to recall. But all of these turrets have already dropped. It's a good Deadly Flourish to land, though, on his Xiaosu. The exhaust can come through as well. Counter-Strike being used to delay some of that damage. The Encore, so much poured onto this Jax, and he's going to hop, skip away from the 1v3 without his health bar even getting close to dropping.
And look at the cross map. I mean, they get this kill. They're even chasing further. They really want to try and get something because they know their top side is gone. And I feel like this is just a small allegory.
It ended up hitting him in a place that's a lot more punishing than his foot.
Well, Locke does have sunglasses. Maybe it's just because he's blind.
Well, avert your eyes, ZDG fans, because JJ just got pounced on by Xiaofeng. He'll drop as the Baron push continues for a couple more, 30 seconds for JDG. They're looking to break the base open, and they're looking to break down onto ZDZ. Pops the Ragnarok, has to flash away from the Mad Lad Xiaosu. And the base will become into tatters, especially if Honkyu just deletes Perukia with 1 combo from that shockwave. And they might look to just end the game here. ZDZ doesn't have that Ragnarok. He is paper mache, and so is, oh my god, so is Leave as Xiaosu eviscerates him. The poor pups from Nefiri's pack nearly find the kill in the fountain on the Leave, and this is just clinical from JDG. 1 Nexus turret's left up as they get rid of ZDZ. It's Gala trying to flash kill Leave in his own fountain. He may have went a bit too far. That's a shutdown. Back over to Leave, and now the fight starts getting really messy. There's so many low health bars. But Bulldog, he doesn't have the combos, the cooldowns to go in, and Honkyu with the biggest health bar of them all. is herding around his 3 other teammates saying, it's okay, guys. I gotcha. Step up and hit the Nexus. A flash from Perukia won't find an encore, and Bulldog doesn't even find the kill into Xiaosu. Counter-strike, diff. Leave will pick up the stragglers, but this game is over. JDG dominance. They're going to close this game out before we even get to 26 minutes. An absolute slaughter as they take a 1-0 series lead.
10 kills by things like the Bard, the Maokai, even the Yone Tempered Fate, I think can act as kind of a barrier of entry for a champion like Caitlyn to get involved. So I think
he hits his first Sonic Wave of the game. They're bringing the wave up. We'll see if the dive will be committed. Both heals already coming out here. Vampire does not land a tether, though. Flashes away, but the Comet, I believe, gets the kill. That's first blood to leave. A very messy start for JDG.
It's a very difficult situation for... It won't, but I think it will get him 1 camp away from it. Xiaofeng looking for round 2, but this time with Honkyu.
Yeah, there's the magical journey. Perukia's going to create
Leave
some space.
just left.
Yeah, they're trying to recreate this dive. It's the flash, twisted advance, but it's too little too late. Leave is going to find the kill. Jeju will find a trade back, though. Honkyu hurting, but there's no damage left here. It's a Bramble Smash. JJ hoping to find that second kill, but he won't be able to. Again, JDG, it's not clean on the bot lane dive. Much more comfortable lanes this time round.
007 Junja, or JJ, rather, is wrapping around to maybe look for a 2v2. They know that Xiaofeng is in that bush, though.
They do. Soul's going to tether back. Bulldog maybe looking for a Fate Sealed. He's going to go off that Nature's Grasp. Perukia flash for a slow twist advance comes across. Dragon's Rage kick does not make sure Xiaofeng can survive. Some turret shots.
Going over to the Maokai. So good look there from EDG, or sorry, the Yone, which is extremely good because that is where their win condition lies. Meanwhile, we saw that JJ actually took some grubs, and that'll just give a little bit more push power, a little bit more potency to taking down.
Gala, this fed on the Caitlyn, but I do dare say the EDG have the right dive comp to make sure they can punish this Caitlyn, especially whenever she doesn't have summoners.
Maw procced.
Public execution, not going to land. Honkyu, though, on the way with a Realm Warp to bail out his top laner. Double flash. Xiaosu's trying to create some space. Gets a big shield just in time. And his partner in crime, Honkyu, will pick up the kill.
That Maw unironically saved him there as, uh-oh. Okay.
Oh, no steal. There's the Bramble Smash smite down for JJ. So first dragon of the game, a little bit earlier than last time. Goes over to Edward Gaming.
Bramble Smash, or Q Smite from Maokai is deceptively high damage. Now Gala doesn't have enough damage to dissuade this.
Fate, man. What a great Tempered Fate. Turret, though, does mean the Sonic Wave connecting. Xiaofeng can trade out Perukia. Gala drops, but it does come at a price as this game's starting to open up a bit more.
I would imagine. That just makes it so difficult to deal with the Yone. He'll have so much damage to work with in these upcoming team fights, and that's exactly what we wanted to see from EDG as Xiaoshu's just burning. What?
He just got beat down. That was clinical.
That was revenge.
Yeah, revenge solo bolo. He gets one back onto Xiaosu. Big move going according to plan here for EDG.
ZDZ having a difficult to take down. If you're under-leveling her like this, she is going to be super squishy, super susceptible to death, as she almost was. Xiaoshu lands the public execution and gets away.
Oh, no. Did not see that Pop Blossom coming. Tempered Fate is going to land to buy Bulldog some time. Going to unbind his soul, trying to create some space here. But there's the Dragon's Rage kick. He will recombine with that soul and dash back out towards his turret. Perukia, good save there. Bulldog was caught.
And there's the interaction we were really warning against in the Draft Slayer, where even though you can have a good Pop Blossom to engage a fight or look for a pick, it just gets immediately Tempered Fated, and Xiaoshu is the next target that EDG want to look for.
Yeah, he did everything right there, flashes, but still, the branches of this tree from JJ is continuing to chase another Twisted Advance, and they're able to commit that dive under 2 different turrets.
As we said, the Caitlyn is going to find it very difficult to get involved in these fights if the engage isn't there from the side of JDG, as Xiaofeng just followed him to Narnia.
Yeah, he canceled a Fate Sealed dash, forced Bulldog to flash. Vampire looked for a Pop Blossom on the back end. It's not going to land. Nature's Grasp is going to grab hold of Honkyu. But there's no cooldowns for Bulldog to really push back forward. It's ZDZ that's looking to push forward as he continues to punish Xiaosu with these overheats.
And Xiaosu's going to be forced to reset. He doesn't have teleport either, so I'm wondering where he's going to go right off rip. I think he understands that this tower is gone, but Dragon is up in about 10 seconds.
Damn.
He's going to actually stay. ZDZ, there's no maw for you, Xiaoshu.
Oh, but there's no wave, and he didn't kill off the turret, so 2 errant shots from the protective espionage trick here. Calling over his support, saying, this guy doesn't know I'm in the brush. Pops out. He'll look to get the Rune Prism down, but he picked a bad time. ZZ just overheats and deletes him.
Holy crap. Okay, now they're going to be able to...
All right, he flashes out. It's the ZDZ game, Quacks. And he ults the wave.
And he ults the wave. All right, ZDZ. Gold star for the redemption game. It was so rough against Xiaoshu in game number 1, but he is showing up here in game number 2 on the Rumble. We talked about the high priority of this champion because both top laners absolutely love the pick, and we're seeing why.
Oh, nice. No slamming in the mid-tier 1 turret there with Shelly as well. A beautiful Tempered Fate slows that down. JDG just can't find their footing in this game, and they're getting jumped on. Xiaofeng going to get claimed by the Nature's Grasp, and JJ will find that kill. Vampire getting slowed up as Perukia continues to chase, forces a flash, but here comes Bulldog. Gets the Q3 knock up, but does not commit the Fate Seal to push any further. They'll just take their big kill onto Xiaofeng and walk in. And most of this JG comp is going to have to play right in the wheelhouse of these solo lanes. Pretty short range. It's really only that Caitlyn that has some safety in space.
Yeah.
So it does look pretty rough here for JDG. Got to find a way to stem the bleeding somehow. Baron's up in about a minute. A pick onto Perukia would be a nice way to start. But again, the Tangle Barb there from Vampire doesn't land. Xiaofeng's going to hit the Sonic Wave, and he will finally finish off that kill. Aptly earned by the Dragon's Rage. Pushing for more here as well. Forcing JJ for a Bramble Smash down to create some space. As JG start to kind of combine around this mid lane. They're looking for more here. They're diving. The delivered Pop Blossom on a 2 from Vampire. And the roots are just marvelous. Hongq picks up the kill on to leave. The turret's gone as well. And they get rid of JJ. And now it's Raid Boss ZDZ that needs to find these kills. But Xiaofeng's able to limp away. Public Execution stalls him out in his tracks. And it's a shutdown double kill to Hongq.
And JDG! Okay, next we're going to try and have him disguised as a minion and then Pop Blossom. Maybe that'll do the trick. Okay, that didn't work. Now let's try and Realm Warp him, and they'll have no time to
trade-offs. And it's going to be a bit more painful for Hongq. But they're going to continue to commit to these side lane plays.
They have to
they're
get this
bringing
kill, by the way.
Yeah, Xiaofeng, but Bulldog's doing a ton of damage. Public Execution's going to whiff. Flash, Pop Blossom to come down to try and get Bulldog off of Xiaosu. They get enough shields. Xiaofeng's going to have the kill. But let's see if EDG can pounce on this Baron. It's not going to help, but Perukia just gets deleted by Hongq. The magical journey, the only thing to save him. But that should grind any Baron hopes to a halt here for Edward Gaming.
You're setting up for me, Mr. Heartstuck Castulo 80 carry.
Oh no. All right, they got the Ocean Soul. There's that Seeker's Arm Guard, providing some use here for Hongq. He's going to turn right back on the Bulldog. The Seraph Shield and the Flash out gets him away from dodge. And now Pandemonium's just going to break out. ZDZ teleports into the fray, but he takes a magical journey out. Does drop the Equalizer down on the way away. Bulldog going to flash forward for a Q3 knockup. Goes for the Tempered Fate, but the Pop Blossom is going to grab JJ as the team continues to try and kite back. Sonic Wave going to land. Xiaofeng goes in, wants the big kick, and he's going to find JJ. Perukia too far forward as well. They assassinate the jungler, but ZDZ gets to burn through the JDG bottom lane. Hongq Realm Warps back into the waiting arms of Bulldog. And it goes completely topsy-turvy with ZDZ finding the triple kill and the fight.
Access to the backline, and he burns them to ash, Slayer.
Wow. Well, at least JDG do, shut down that big win con. So the damage is still ludicrous. The IE is also through here for Bulldog. So the damage of these soul lanes is massive. As JDG looks for a Realm Warp. Now the Temper Fate's going to come down and grab two. Bulldog off to the side looking for a flank, but Hongq is mincemeat for this EDG comp. The Pop Blossom doesn't land, and Bulldog is going to find access to Gala on the backline and executes him as he rebinds his soul. JDG just went way too forward, felt way too big for their britches, and it might just come
around, but Xiaofeng resets, so there's going to be no possibility for a steal. JDG get onto a majority of EDG. He's got no follow-up. right? I mean, most of his follow-up died when Ryze immediately got destroyed. So Hongq being the main casualty, the soul could potentially be claimed by EDG.
Yeah, that Bulldog healing felt real nice. Took so much damage from Gala, who he finds with the Fate sealed, but a nicely timed kick out from Xiaofeng will save his AD carry, and they'll surrender the tier 2 turret instead.
I mean, who cares, right? Bulldog has teleport. He has the empowered reset from the Maokai's existence.
Yeah, there's no Nature's Grass or Fate Sealed for the time being, so maybe just playing some respectful League of Legends here.
All right, Xiaofeng, the starter spot is yours if you get this.
Yeah, all right, you steal this Ocean Drake. You get to start our playoffs off. Vampire going to do a pop loss on the backside, but they find ZDZ! He didn't have a Zhonya's. There's the kill picked up. They'll trade Hongq back out. Smite goes down, and the dragon is secured by Jinja. Gala desperately trying to kite back. A great Zhonya's buys him some space, and Xiaofeng executes Gala, and he's able to flash back towards his top laner. Flashes galore starting to come out here, as Xiaofeng just won't drop. The public execution doesn't hit. The Fate Sealed will, and it grabs Gala by the haunches, shut down to the last remaining JDG carry. It's only Xiaosu to at least clean one back up, but it's Ocean Soul to Edward Gaming.
EDG get the Ocean Soul, and it lets them live for so long. JJ was on the slip. Going to be started. They know it's going to get one shot, but they cannot do anything about it. For JDG to find a win at this point.
A very desperate, narrow window of salvation, and it doesn't help the Vampire. Is going to miss the pop blossom. He Mikhails himself out of the chains of corruption, but the Nature's Grass finds him all the same. This Nico just not finding the value that we that is criminal. Oh my god. If you're voting all pro off of this game alone for Vampire, he should not get your vote. I hate to say it.
Amazing timing. Thank you, producer Ulk. As double inhib taken down, waves are synced beautifully. EDG should just be able to close out this game, Slayer.
There's just no engage tools here for JDG anymore. They're at the mercy of EDG and at the mercy of Bulldog. But at some point, they're going to have to pull the trigger because their Nexus turrets are going down. Chains of Corruption at least going to whiff there from Leave. But the Ocean Soul's topping them off. One Nexus turret down. Xiaofeng's to go for a hero kick, and he is going to find ZDZ, but he goes into the stasis. Bulldog does get onto Hongq in the background, but the public execution does get onto ZDZ. The Ocean Soul not going to heal him up enough, and they've got Edward Gaming on the back foot here. So many blinking health bars, but JDG still feel like they can keep their base protected for now.
And they've got to heal. They've got to go back to the fountain. ZDZ is...
There's so many saplings, too, to walk through, and the Chains of Corruption comes down onto Xiaofeng. There goes his GA, but they're going to realm warp into the background. Nope, it's a fake out. Going to keep them on their toes. The TP coming through here, but Xiaofeng is so low. He eats another piercing arrow. Vampire's HP is going down as finally we can talk about Leave's damage on the Varus. He pokes out Hongq. Look at all the value this Varus is bringing. He's done so much damage in these last couple of seconds, and those are valuable seconds because ZDZ has respawned. Now he teleports back in here. It feels like it's going to have to be a steal angle from Xiaofeng, or this game is mincemeat as Hongq is going to burn down. The shields will save him for now, but Vampire will be the trade instead. Elder is being heralded. The Sonic Wave will connect. Xiaofeng has a way in. He needs the hero steal to fight it, to save the game, and he won't get it. Jinja secures Elder Drake, and that completes the game 2 win for EDG.
They've got the Elder, they've got the Soul, they don't have the Baron anymore, it seems like, but that's not going to matter. Bulldog has the Baron at least, but it's not going to matter what buffs they do and don't have. EDG, after almost 40 minutes, should be able to close this one out.
Yeah, definitely if Bulldog lands the double knockup of dreams onto the carries, EDG will not go quietly to the play-in tournament. We're going to a Game 3, JDG, EDG style.
Love to see it. Would have it no other way, Slayer, because it is the last day of the regular season for the entire year. So we got to get some bangers on.
There are 2 poke solo lanes. They're going to go with the RE, which is a good pairing in with that J4 as a sort of pounce attack. And, well, it's a pretty boring final counter pick here for Xiaosu. That would be Infernum.
Infernum gets the seal of disapproval as this gank gets the seal of approval.
Oh, yeah. I like it, Vampire. Flay into the immediate hook. Leave has to cleanse that, but you can't cleanse this stun. Xiaofeng's got a spear with Leave's name written on it, and it's first blood over to JDG.
And Xiaofeng understands the assignment. He knows how volatile this bot lane matchup can be. Perukia is stepping up here to cancel the back, but he's just going to get death sentence.
Death sentence, and here's some extra gold over to Gala, at least for EDG. Bulldog is solo killed Hongq. The gold lead thanks to that first blood.
And I think it's just more worth it for Xiaofeng at the end of the day, because not only do you have that kill for yourself to bring the gold difference of the junglers back to parity, like you said, Slayer, but hang on, Hongq. You have no mana, my friend.
Oh!
Doesn't matter.
He's got flash, and that's Pantheon stun, and of course the fact that Gala outrages you. Hongq is just, he's playing a different game right now, man. He's going to get spotted trying to do this lane gank as the Graviton root from Gala going to have to be used here to keep Perukia and company off of his support as the top lane gank is still happening. They're diving here. Between Worlds was used. Xiaosu's going to flash to get that kill, and somehow he flashed back bottom lane, and Gala's 1v2ing. Finally, JJ's going to show up to try and put this to an end, but the chakrams are up. Leave Will Ren to find that trade back. I think our
play third, man. Third wheel. Aphelios already used that flash, so he's really got nowhere to go, and I think Lantern was still on cooldown as well.
Aegis Assault blocks the charm, dunk down, flash, Lantern out, and Xiaofeng is safe for now. Death Sentence gonna land. Flay to slow up Perukia. Dashes are done here, but there is the bailout to get Perukia out of dodge. The charm comes up just in time for JJ to find the double kill, turning that around 180 style, and now Vampire is trapped in the Drake pit, trying to cower next to the dragon. He's gonna flash to at least get out, but it's still gold bled back over to EDG as we go dead even in that category. Wide, it does keep Hongq safe as we have the first Grand Starfall of the game. They are diving. ZDZ tries to hit Xiaosu away from him, but the CC stacks all the same, and the all-out will be flashed away from beautifully by ZDZ, but Xiaofeng had the spear up just in time, and the dive
at this point, because we're coasting on these big item breakpoints where they can really start turning up the heat. JJ.
Stun into Death Sentence. JJ doesn't have a flag to drag to as he's dragged back to below to the gray screen. Great pick off there led by Xiaofeng, and the timing should open up beautifully that Rift Herald could be theirs easily.
It definitely can be, and I think that Bulldog has to be a little bit careful what he does here. Grand Starfall is there for Xiaofeng, and he's just gonna send it.
Great call. Spirit Rush does come back up, so Bulldog can create some space. Maybe just try to kill off Hongq. Still has his flash as well.
He has to try to maybe get the reset.
Hongq gets chunked very, very low. Bulldog, flash, not going to be used in time. It's a beautiful flash from Hongq to make sure the kill doesn't come across. But here comes the Fate's Call. Gala going to flash immediately, so not going to land. And he's going to cleanse the handshake. Death Sentence going to go wide, but some really great micro to keep Gala safe from the jump in.
Some really great micro from JDG in general. I feel like there was maybe a bit of a positioning misstep there from Hongq that required him to flash out of the damage from Bulldog. But other than that, JDG getting wins across the board. Dragon has come up, and Herald still untouched, but Gala, you don't have to flash, my guy, but it doesn't matter. You've got a Lantern.
You've got a Thresh to bail you on out here. Cataclysm have to be used by JJ to create some distance, but the Moonlight Vigil comes down all the same. But the Infernum damage isn't enough. JJ will live alongside Gala, who's not punished without his summoners.
I read 12. JJ surviving by the literal skin of his teeth. Leave, though! Not so fortunate.
Nope, not at all. Hongq's looking to chase down Perukia with the rocket belt. He gets close enough for the twofold hex to find that kill. And our top laners are slugging it out wet noodle style as the all-out will get rid of ZDZ. And JDG officially break open our do or die game 3.
JDG are just running over EDG in this mid-game. They hated our Adam Sandler puns so much they said, all right, we got to close it out. Herald is being focused down.
These guys off the air.
Yup, JJ is here to intercept. All right, it's a smite fight.
Hey, Xiaofeng finally going to win one. That feels good after the game 2 loss, but I don't know if he's going to be able to get the eye here. JJ going to flag and drag back over. They've left a monolith Gala for the waiting arms of Bulldog. Now gets the reset. Flag and drag forward. Hongq is here, though. Someone needs to pick up the eye, by the way, in the background. Is a big spear from Xiaofeng. Going to chunk out Bulldog, and Hongq will clean him up all the same. Xiaosu going to cancel the blast code from Perukia. Oh, we're rubbing salt in the wound of this EDG collapse. The bailout bails nobody out. The gray screen all the same. Between Worlds comes down. It's absolute carnage right now, Quacks, but it's all JDG.
But ZDZ dies, and just
oh my god. Oh my god. Bulldog. Oh, my sweet prince.
We can't even
no
replay
flash.
the whole thing.
He finally gets the Spirit Rush back up, but I don't think he has the damage to kill off Honkyu. He's also running the wrong way. Ooh, nice sidestep. Honkyu, I see you. Gets away from that charm. And now Bulldog has got between 2 enemy turrets, and he's finally dead again.
All right. EDG, though, with the loss of their mid laner, maybe going to try and look for a Dragon. Xiaoshu is in the area, though, and has priority to maybe run interference on this. Herald going to be spawned.
JJ, that's not the target you really want to go after with this Cataclysm, but they've got all 4 members. Xiaosu already chunked down about half HP, and he just needs the safety of the Lantern again! The red comes down! Xiaosu survives on a blinking health bar! Oh my god, is his teammates going to turn on him? No! He's able to stasis that hostile takeover with the Pathmaker! And nothing is going right for Edward Gaming. They can't even kill off a tank 4v1.
Holy moly, JDG are just bulldozing through this game. 5 minutes ago, it was a very even goal difference. Now, it's 10,000 for Jindong Gaming. We only referred to 3 Adam Sandler movies, and this is what happened. Imagine if we kept going. I would be asleep by now.
I had a couple prepared. I was ready too. Oh man, but JDG seemingly ready to just take this series by the haunches. 10,000 gold. I know we always talk about the LPL gold graph thing because, you know, we have so many big swings in this league. I'm not even going to get this point out before Perukia dies. Shout out Vampire, by the way. Dude's just hit all the right lanterns, all the right death sentences, all the right flays.
Doing it as a serious thing. Vampire for All Pro. Very different performances from games 2 and 3, but trying to end their regular season on a high note as a teleport on from the flag comes through for fun, because then JDG just immediately, lantern Xiaoshu to safety, and there you go. Play is called off.
I just know my boy Yanni's out there somewhere smiling at this Vampire performance. In case you guys are curious how Yanni moves in Hearthstone Castle matches, just watch this Vampire game. Oh, just watch this Vampire game. Just watch this Vampire game! Immediate hook on to leave. The hostile takeover does come through the same, but there's just not enough damage. He gets a huge rend off, but it's only half of Gala's HP, and now Perukia is on the back foot as his team is setting up a stealth operation on the other side of the Baron pit.
They're just watching their bot lane die. Don't worry, guys. Well, I mean, their whole plan was condition it on their bot lane dying, by the way. This whole position, so they were probably praying for them to actually die to make this work. Now JJ, though, trying to look for a steal, but yeah, there's all out to zone him away. I don't think you're getting past this Cassante.
There's also like a massive Bulldog flank they showed in picture-in-picture. Okay, they wanted to knock him on a Honkyu. He evades that, drops the Between Worlds. Rare Vampire hook miss is going to get JJ away from the onslaught of JDG, but they secure the Baron, and now they're chasing down EDG in their own territory. Nice Grand Star from Xiaofeng, predicts JJ's pathing beautifully, and Bulldog died once between the Tier 1 and Tier 2 turrets, and now he's going to die between the Tier 2 and Tier 3 turrets to the same man, Honkyu.
Honkyu getting his 9th kill of the game. We put him under a lot of scrutiny. The scaling of Gala and Vampire, the snowballing required for Leave and Perukia. Turn this into a legitimate win con. Like we said at the beginning of game 1, is Bulldog almost just gets one shot.
Yep.
Both of these teams are very slow paced, and I feel like EDG are trying to be a bit more dynamic.
I can't believe Leaf stepped forward. He is going to get the Moonlight Vigil on top of him. He's already dead. Gall off to the side is being ignored, and that's an 80 carry's dream, by the way, because this is the kind of damage they are able to put out. A near instant triple kill. Honkyu ruins that. ZDZ getting chased down by Xiaosu, goes all out. But even getting this kill into ZDZ doesn't matter too much. Honkyu wants it, though, for the aura. And they're going to find that kill, as this should be the final march for JDG. Death timer's too long. They saw a 26-minute game 1 win, and they said, nah, that wasn't good enough. How about we make it a 24.5-minute win? JDG may have stumbled in game 2, but they will win the grudge match, and they will win extra pride heading into their postseason with a final 2-1 series win over Edward Gaming.
And the theme of confidence that we have echoed throughout this entire best-of-3 Slayer is going.
Functions around poke, around the Jace, around the Ezreal, and then allowing Knight and Jun to pick somebody up afterwards.
And just imagine if this Ahri is not on the level 1 fight to the death. On missing another Cosmic Binding, but at least Viper can thread a couple of Mystic shots here. He's flashing forward. He found lethal, and that's first blood going over to Viper.
Yeah, and that's the power that you have with double combat summoners. Really nicely played by the BLG bot lane. Viper using his lethal tempo stacks very aggressively and making sure that he's actually able to look now for another kill.
Oh my goodness! BLG bot lane just put
going to be easily accessible for her without finding herself in a good amount of danger. As On takes a portal.
I do like this response from Tarzan, just being able to bail out Kael and Hope and hover them. And On, Mr. Worldwide has gotten a little too crunk for the likes of anyone's legend, and Tarzan finally that level 6 breakpoint. On's gonna go hunting into the bot jungle. This will force Tarzan to stop his base, however. Wait, On, did you want to take that portal? I guess he's got Knife for backup, but he's got to be able to burn him down, and he definitely does. Why would I ever doubt the GOAT there? And now he's got Shun in his back pocket. Yes, Shanks will be able to clean up at least one, but that baits both lack of true sustained damage for Billy Gaming with this. First Dragon starting to take a wallop onto On here, who's just trying to clear some dang vision here, man.
He's just soloing it. All out topside now, though.
Flandra might be in trouble. Good punt away. The flash immediately matched by Flandra, and he gets out alive.
Looking at mid lane, no realm warp from Shanks, no roam timer available to him, means that Flandra will be able to go back to base, and it's Breathe who's found himself a little bit of an advantage in that top lane. May not necessarily be in the gold, but a little bit of hesitancy from Tarzan as he moves down towards his Krugs. He knows that the jungler, for anyone's legend, not quite close enough.
Paranoia, used by Tarzan, goes immediately for Viper, and he just flashes over the wall into the safety of Shun and Knight. Now Shank's trying to flash forward. Rune Prison on a flashless AD carry. That's a recipe for success. Shutdown Bounty going to go into the pockets of Shanks, and anyone's legend continue to climb back the small deficit and even up the game state here for anyone's legend.
Yeah, good pan from Aura, who did get taken down, but what BLG got for this was that dragon, was also a top tier 1 turret entirely into Flandra's pocket. So
for playoffs, and if Flandra's able to perform this well, we'll see how he can translate it. He still has TP. Breathe does not.
On the hunt ready. Paranoia ready. Herald low.
Herald secured. Temper Fate dodged. Paranoia used. Lights are completely off. A TP has come in from Flandra. They're immediately using the Rift Herald, and On's going to take it for a ride. Knight, the first one into the fray. Here comes On around the corner. And it's just a crash into the turret.
All right. Smart pathing actually by On. If he goes through the mid lane, he gets pinged out in front of all of AL and either dies or catalyzes a fight that I don't really were able to find a lot of gold onto the Sivir that Viper did not pick up. But Breathe now in a 1v4.
All right, Brady, let's see how tanky you are at 17 minutes into the game. And without the assistance of a turret, the answer is not tanky enough when it comes to 4.
Later on, I won't necessarily say gets outscaled, but definitely not as easy to play. And now we go for a fight.
Paranoia onto Flandra, following the flash up as well onto his former teammate, and says, back to the Shadow Realm you go. And now Viper might be taken out for a ride on the left side. Breathe just wallops him into the ground. Knight forced to retreat with the Spirit Rush. Breathe looking for that Q3. Doesn't quite land it, but the pressure is still felt as anyone's legend find another successful fight in stopping the BLG.
Arms of a Rise, who is more than able to take that down.
Back to live. Shooting a little bit in trouble. On trying to follow up onto Flandra. Tempered Fate goes wide, and he's the first one to fall. Flandra now backed up into a corner, trying to escape the clutches of the Cassante, but leans onto the rest of BLG to try and finish off the tank. But meanwhile, the Pandas take the dragon for free, and BLG have successfully been slowed down enough that the Pandas...
We'll have to see if Flandra can utilize this, and again, in the inter-team politics that is going on at BLG that just happens when you have a 6-man roster. This is a big match for Flandra to try and showcase his power, to showcase that if you give me the gold, I can carry. And he's been given the gold, and the second part we'll need to see if he can manifest.
Meanwhile, Shanks solo pushing on the bot side of the map. Flandra onto item spike. First shock blast does not connect, but it's enough pressure that BLG are able to finally weather down this tier 1 in the mid lane. open up the map a little bit further, which should give them even more opportunities to try and set up these picks.
For Shanks, so that he's not the one in trouble. A little bit of a pick on the cards.
Oh. Shanks able to dodge the charm, but cannot dodge the tempered fate. Tarzan turns out the lights here with his ultimate, and they turn right onto the MVP contender, but Shanks will not live to tell the tale. Tarzan falls, and it's enough BLG members to finally shroud out the light. Anyone's Legend losing out on their jungle and mid duo as despite all of the honestly great attempts by AL to stabilize the game for themselves while they continue to scale into the later stages of this game 1. But BLG now with Baron buff on their side, we'll see how far they can go, how far they can push. Tier 2 turret in the bot lane, ready to fall with one more successful minion wave push.
BLG, such a good team. Extending their leads, using their Barons, and really now hold on, Tarzan.
Oh, Flandra once again. Tarzan, I know he's your former teammate, but this is a lot of love being shown to who is now a BLG top laner, as Flandra's trying to trade blows onto Hope before he goes down swinging.
Somebody kill him!
It's going to force Kyle's hand to just take the kill credit, but there's too much time spent trying to take out the Jace, because now here comes Knight, ready to swing on in and pounce. Shun as well, sinking his fangs into the AL corpses. BLG now to carry this one out. Tarzan's still alive, so is Breathe. He goes all out on the Knight, but Viper this time around able to rally enough mystic shots into his back, and Tarzan will be the final one to drop. BLG 07 deserved in the chat for on there. He's had a couple of deaths that have been a little too funky for BLG's liking, but he has been the maestro in leading anyone's Legend around. Now On might be caught out again by Tarzan, and as I say that, classic caster curse moment. On, that's on me, buddy. I apologize. Hope we'll be able to get the kill credit on that one. We'll see if anyone's Legend can find any more. It's just a Raptor camp stolen for Tarzan's liking. BLG still ahead, though, by 4K at the 25-minute mark. Realm Warp trying to cut off Shun, but Shun can just run to mid lane. At the very least, they can try and steal this red buff away. That's it.
Bad angle for AL, but I think the problem is that if they Realm Warp immediately onto the Neferi, then BLG are too close and can line up those skill Guardian shots. Angel, but it's working ever closer to the Ahri.
Uh-oh. Flashroom Prison looking for the 80 carry as Viper tries to flash away, and the magical journey allows him to escape for now. On will be the sacrificial lamb. Tempered Fate does snag 2 and slows down their approach. Tarzan gives his GA up so that the Pandas can slay another in the BLG camp. And now with 5
of the Guardian Angel beautifully, and are now working on that Baron. Breathe zoning one. Shanks is too low to try and zone the other.
Shun has flash. He has called the pack. Flash from Breathe. Forced to use the W. Brings him into the pit. And it's Tarzan that is clutch.
Push him over the edge. Maybe saving for a death cap. But Shanks, they know that he's here from that blue ward. Is just as strong. Has got 3 completed items with the actualizer plus the arm guard.
Doesn't find Shanks with the charms, but he does find Tarzan. Shun goes in, dumps a bunch of damage with the Hound's Pursuit, but immediately it's a full retreat from the rest of BLG. They cannot dare to walk up when the rest of the map was shrouded in darkness. Knight getting pretty darn low on HP. Shun is thinking about trying to go in for more damage as Viper is laying down the poke with these mystic shots, and Tarzan was pushed out. He went to a camp to try and get some more HP, and Shun is trying to flip this dragon, but Tarzan has arrived back from the jungle. Can Shun get in? Oh, On's on the wrong side of the tracks. He's bought some time. Shanks dodges the Temper Fate. Shun's back in! And Tarzan once again clutched with the smite! And Shunfield flashes into the wall. That's no good sign. Knight is about to lose all pages of his BM book as Shanks finally slays the MVP contender. BLG lose their lead. They lose all 5. And anyone's Legend are ready to send this one into the base. Only Viper's the last one standing on the side of BLG.
The Baron at their back here for 30 minutes into the game. Anyone's Legend with those grubs as well have got 30 seconds to lay waste to the base of Billy Gaming. Baron has just worn off, and Viper going to try to do what he can. Anyone's Legend, the inhibitor of formality, much more. We'll have to wait and see. I feel like they're going to call it a day. Not even take the inhibitor. On the hunt goes out. They know that there are...
Just leaves Hope to whatever abandon and just tries to play for jungle gap. Oh, wait a minute.
That's GA.
Okay, well, Tarzan's going to lose his GA. Can he get out? Paranoia gives him the cover of darkness. He walks out alive. Thank goodness for the side of anyone's legend. I thought I was about to have another caster curse there.
Well, you tried real hard. Fortunately,
never have been in.
You can see the gears turning for BLG, where they are recognizing that they cannot just sit idly by and wait for another team fight scenario. They just have to find a pick scenario and immediately spring on the first target that walks up isolated. Hope potentially giving them another window for this next fight.
I said that as the game gets later, BLG's game gets harder, and that's because we need to now see Flandre and Viper land the poke, and not just land the poke, but land it onto crucial targets as well. If it's onto the Cassante, that doesn't matter. But if they can get it on Shanks, if they can get it on Hope, these champions who don't yet have sustain, that's then where the BLG composition can thrive. And if we can see Knight and Jun pair up, find a target, that could be good as well.
Temper Fate on the Shanks. Paranoia used, trying to give Shanks a way out of this one. As he steps up, looks to force Shun out of the call of the pack. Tarzan really trying to take out the jungler, but forcing the flash out of him. Flandre sectioned off for the rest of his team, as Shanks will push him out and force a flash out of him. But the rest of BLG ready to fight again, looking at every single low health bar on the side of anyone's legend. They cannot close the distance, but they have gained control of the space here on the top side of the map.
So it looks like it could be a trade Baron for Dragon, but anyone's legend, they are not happy with this, Rafa. They see the low health bars on BLG. They know the Baron's going to slowly chip away at them as well. We see Shanks clearing the way. If he'll TP, can't TP in.
Tarzan not able to pull another miracle. Can't get in to steal it, but Knight will be sacrificed alongside on. The rest of BLG should be able to walk away with the Baron buff on their side, but anyone's legend should have enough time to push through mid and
have
get
a decent amount of attack speed to go alongside this. And we talked about the fact that this game is taking another look. It's BLG who find the Baron, yes, but they do lose Knight, they do lose on. Don't think that there's too much from this that they'll be too sad about.
And your answers have been, or your prayers have been answered, I should say. Hang on. Oh, on. I believe you're the person that's caught out. Magical Journey is just going to lead Tarzan into a wall. And Knight now has to make the hell out of there so that Shanks doesn't lock him up for another kill alongside for anyone's legend.
Got a death cap included in those, so getting access to the backline, not a difficult task for an Ahri, but being able to do something with it, very much dependent on the landing of those spells as AL work their way through the bot lane, find an inhibitor. It's now about whether BLG want to fight afterwards.
Shanks caught by the Bard ultimate. But no one from BLG can even think about a fall.
Now on the pivotal Soul Drake.
My goodness. On taking way too much damage from Shanks there. I'm gonna try and stay a little far back so that he can still contribute a Tempered Fate that may save BLG's game here, depending on who it snags. Dragon has spawned. Shun tries to leash it. The rest of anyone's legend staying strong as a 5-man core unit, close together. Viper throws out the True Shot Barrage for some crucial poke and some vision. Paranoia used, immediately goes for Shun. Call the pack, goes up in the air. Breathe flashing forward and says, "Get over here, Flandre!" As he forces the flash out of him over the Dragon Pit wall. 2,000 HP. Shanks is the one that secures the Hex Tech Soul. And anyone's legend love these odds. GA being expended, but it's Hope that runs everyone through with the boomerang blades and slices them down to size. Picks up the quadra kill, and anyone's legend are on the victory march as Hope searches for a penta. On is going to make him work for it, but the rest of the Pandas will make sure that they can end the game one in fashion of pure dominance.
It will be a futile effort running for a Bard, but anyone's legend with a glorious game number one. They sat, they absorbed the pressure in the first 15 minutes and came out on top in the latter 25.
The rest of the AL members trying to see if they can feed Hope the penta. Don't think it happened in time, but it's an unofficial one in our hearts. And
okay, so I like this, and this gives AL a route to play through. Again, I think their composition is very vanilla in terms of its identity. It is win early or lose. Now, they do have an opportunity to
get heading into playoffs. 3 camp clear into an immediate bot dive and snowball Hope and Kyle on a winning bot lane duo. I like to see that. Tarzan will pick himself up the first kill of the game. Viper trying to fight back while he still has to deal with this minion wave, but they've let the turret aggro cool down, and now they will lead the dive again, waiting for the flash before committing the W. Unfortunately, Hope still goes down, but BLG suffer 2 deaths.
Yeah, it was really.
At the very least, he can try and steal this respawn Gromp. Shun has other plans, though. Immediately launches the fist right on top of Kael's dome. Kael might be in trouble, but he holds on to the flash. He's confident in his jungler to be able to protect him from harm. And Tarzan able to exchange a Comet Spear, and Kael using the flash over the wall to find the light binding, allowing Hope to excel in the early stage of the game.
Viper does get this wave, and now Shanks on the move. I think he has to flash that wall and commit very early. Viper with no summoner spells. Oh
my goodness.
Whoa. Okay, well, now we flashed over the wall. Okay, it's happened.
Come on, Shanks, just... Okay,
Oh dear.
Bot lane's in, and he wants to inflict some of that love back to Hope and Kael. Tarzan en route, but this time Knight is the first one to try to move from the mid lane. Tarzan's going to interrupt him, but Shun is ready to back up his mid laner. He got level 6 on this Aurora, but he's ready to hop over the wall. He might have just left Shun for dead if he can't Vault Breaker back over. He's back in! They caught him by surprise! Oh, what a beautiful bait by Shun and Knight. As soon as he hops out of the wall, he's still able to ult and reposition back over. But public execution! When did Breathe TP to the bot side of the map? This game is just pure awesomeness right now.
And it is going to be on falling. There's a scuffle in the bot side between the marksmen. Looks like Hope's coming out on top of that one as Breeze finds the second. AL collapse. And BLG do. And the less impressive typically tend to prioritize those grubs over a dragon, which is live. Jun goes in.
Knight following up. Shanks tries to drop Tibbers right on top. Shun, can he get one more auto attack in? Vault Breaker for the shield? Oh, just not enough to be able to take out the Spearman. And Knight does not dare to follow over the wall.
I mean, Knight, you know, he can with the Between Worlds.
Well, for the past 6 minutes, and no one has gone for it. Normally, compositions with Vi would go for it. Oh, Shun barely gets out alive. Has the turn tail with the cease and desist to see if they can burst out Shanks before one of these two ends up going down. Shun lands one more punch, and it's a flash wild growth from On to save his jungler's life. Now Tarzan is on the back foot. It's Tarzan that ends up going down, and Kael cannot bail him out this time around.
Hope does find the solo kill down on the bot side, but AL learn very quickly that if they're not playing around their Caitlyn, they're playing around the wrong lane. In a split where, for me, Hope's carry prowess has been called into question. This is a real big game for me, and a real big game for anyone's legend. Can Hope actually carry when he's given the resources?
Ho-ho! Knight.
Who's MVP?
Have fun.
Who was that?
Tarzan sending a message here in game 2 and reminding him who was the front runner for MVP going into the series and who might still be holding on to that conversation. However, Shun might be able to find Shanks in tow as he was trying to roam back to the mid lane, and Shun is able to pop him on the other side of that wall.
Yeah, so they do get the dragon here, anyone's legend, but obviously lose out on their mid laner. Good sneaky positioning by Jun there. Walks over from the Raptor brush, and now they're actually fishing for even more.
That equalizer was a little underwhelming, not gonna lie, but at the very least it zoned Breathe into the rest of BLG. That is my defense there for Flandra.
Yeah, and you know, found 2. Throw the Lux ulti into, well, the brush, spot that nobody's recalling there, and Shun even gives half of Kael's HP. Flandra, though, feel like he should know that his days are numbered.
Hey, Flandra, hold this bear real quick. Public execution, bang!
Breed even gets a little bit of crystalline overgrowth just for good measure. Shanks looking to tax a wave away from his top laner. Breed says no, and he's going to find some gold. They're finding out that these plates, they've got some gold in them. And that's a good thing to try and get it for themselves.
Hello, Breathe. Remember what happened to you in mid lane a couple of minutes ago? Well, get ready for round 2? Question mark? Shun finally Vault Breaker into Cease and Desist and Wild Growth. A lot of CC, a lot of knockups, and Breathe is still making them work for it. The turret is still ramping up, by the way. But at least BLG were able to dodge out on the initial turret range so that it didn't heat up too much. BLG finally take a tier 1 turret on the top side as well, but AL are making quick work of this tier 2 in the mid lane.
What doth it cost them here, Arthur? And unfortunately, as this game gets later again, reliance on Viper will increase. But anyone's legend sniffing around as Knight... Ooh.
Whoa! Tarzan immediately trying to flash for Knight, but the rest of BLG back him on up, and now Tarzan is going to have to pay the price for going in way too boldly. Shanks getting burned to a crisp as he got turned into a Yordle and a cupcake. Hope has nowhere else to go except back into the ground, 6 feet under, and Breathe will join him there. BLG wipe away 4, and they can look to the Baron next.
Just for all position that they have scales incredibly well. They win out in the...
100% with you on that one. BLG now get to boast a 3.5k gold lead, go into 35, 40 plus minute territory. But BLG right now going to be
the best output for the sort of 5-10 seconds of uptime that you will have. BLG do secure themselves a tier 2. But like I say, just going to be another 5 minutes here where we probably say that it won't happen. But it's definitely not so likely, as Shanks is in fact the one who's being caught out.
Shun just flashing away from the light binding to not only close the distance on the Shanks, but just to make sure that we're gonna now start up the Baron. We'll see if the Pandas can answer.
Okay, Redemption goes down, TP comes in, the Baron's already gone. Nowhere near. Yeah, Yunara later on, she will do this. She will just shred through those objectives, and Breathe, he spots them, doesn't actually get there in time. And look at Jun on the map here, actually playing a little bit sneaky. So if somebody comes up here a little too far forward, they might be looking for a pick play onto Breathe. This is really smart by Jun, if somebody can help.
Jun immediately pops the trigger onto Breathe. Tarzan will at least try and escort him out. Yeah, I don't know where On died from. Must have been in row from Shanks and Kyle, who were able to catch him as he escaped towards the jungle, leaving his base. So anyone's legend have 5 to 4 for the next 30 seconds here. Might be enough to take out the turret.
That's not nothing here. I mean, like you say, 4v5 is definitely a good boost to have. Fortunately, Knight does a good job at wave clearing, not quite enough to Viper here. Very rarely that you'll see Marksman not go for the last Whisper, but has opted into an Immortal Shield Bow. So has now got himself an extra layer of safety as opposed to an extra iota of damage. Traps are down, but BLG are just walking around them. They'll secure themselves the tier 2 in the mid lane. They'll retreat, they'll find a dragon as well. And I know we mentioned that Cloud Soul not particularly a massive objective for these teams, but again, Yunara with a Cloud Soul, definitely something to be feared.
There's one thing I'm fearing right now, it's Knight's damage. My goodness.
Yeah. Equally worth fearing.
You know what I also fear? You don't need to go that fast before you get a lawsuit. I'm just saying. Well, right now...
I wouldn't call top lane a parking lot, but there was a kid up there.
Can't even continue with my train of thought there. Shun at least expends his GA and will live to tell the tale. Shanks barely makes it out alive alongside Tarzan. And BLG are going to continue the pain train, looking for Hope. And Kyle next. The Vault Breaker finds Kyle and clips him in the jaw. And the rest of BLG will be able to push through the mid lane and finally crack open the base of anyone's legend.
Yeah, again, no Baron, but their comp is just better at this stage. It's a 7k lead. There's nothing really that AL can do in this situation. Their composition was win fast or lose. We outlined this from the get-go. They didn't win, nor was it fast. It looks like lose is their next option.
A Grand Starfall for the Hail Mary. We'll see if he can make it. I guess it really does defend the base here. Wow, I wasn't expecting that to be the result of it, but BLG are going to respect AL's numbers here.
I mean,
unless they just...
So the thing for BLG here is just, why wouldn't you? You know, like, they don't have to end here. They're still stronger. Like, them not ending, they're not pressured by time.
Red buff still on the way. Tarzan trying to see if he can hunt for any members here. Public execution does find one. Holy moly, Knight has been snagged. Okay, BLG. This approach from BLG. Force the pandas to do the dirty work for you, and they can take the debuff from this Baron spawn. Caitlyn trap line set up to cut off their entrance from the river. Shun is into the pit, 1800 HP, and Shun gets revenge for all the times Tarzan took the objective away from himself. BLG's jungler.
The rest of BLG were nowhere near, and it felt like he'd gone to top tier 2, just to make sure as they see Vi on the bot side, that's going to be their cue to go and send it.
Reed's trying to push out Knight, but he takes his distance now. Flandra's the only one that is somewhat over pushed up. And even then, anyone's legend do not feel confident to spring the trap onto the Rumble, just allowing him to push in what is already an open mid lane, with the inhibitor yet to come back from respawn cooldown.
And this will be the final ditch effort. Knight dodges away.
The public execution comes in way before Tarzan gets involved. Seems like a little bit of dissynergy there, and Gael's the first one to get punched back down into the ground. Hope will be blasted by Viper. Picks up the double. Could be a triple kill. Yes, sir. And the GA will only just give Tarzan one last look at the base before it comes crumbling down. And for BLG, we get to see one last full best of
here, which I think definitely not advised. In this case, it is indeed going to be on returning to the Camille support, the heavily nerfed. But Camille's
finish off Hope there.
Hello?
It didn't reset, did it? Oh, okay.
Well, something.
Well, On is just gonna go for the immediate flash, and he falls up with a hook shot. Oh my gosh, what nerves! On just smirks at all of the patch.
Shanks pressure sponge there in the mid lane, done quite well, I think. Absorbs the gank, and this is now giving time over to Hope to slowly rekindle a little bit of the gold.
All right, it's all a bait. No. Oh, the hookshot doesn't quite connect, but you know what? He doesn't need it. Shun just needs to be able to escape. And the unfortunate thing about Tarzan playing Maokai early on, he's got great CC, not that much damage. And now Viper's going to try to run down Hope. No flash, no cleanse. Viper, he's got lethal tempo stacked up. Not going to be enough.
All right. I think if he wants to play the game smartly, he, you know, catches the wave.
There's already a lot of freak things happening on our screen right now. Viper just wanted to give us a bit of a normalcy here. Now Tarzan trying to fight over for these chicken nuggets. On deflects it somewhat, forced a hook shot away, and Tarzan gets his prize at the end of it all. But now Shun is looking for a counterattack here. Tactical sweep. My goodness, how much damage did they put into this Camille W? On clearly has labbed this one out. Shanks finally will be able to get a second kill of the game for AL, but at the cost of his own life.
I mean, AL are playing right into the hands of BLG here. They can play standard and hopefully win out on a late game team fight. Get there. BLG will be more than happy with that.
At least Tarzan's got saplings to be able to scout things for himself. On really has adapted to this Camille W change, leading with it all the time. Hope might be in trouble, cleansing the slow, and that is not going to do nothing for you. BLG. Oh, Viper's sending an arrow down mid lane. Should be spotted here, so Shanks backs off just in time. Unless it hits the Gnar square in the forehead! Woo!
Alrighty. Close.
Another ulti. No this time, it's for On, and from Tarzan's Maokai. Shanks lands the knockup. It's still a level 3 Camille. He's quite squishy, but just not enough damage from the Panda crew. Reed looking.
Flandra flashes from a boulder. That'll be it for himself as well. I know that he was given some resources, but being able to use those resources is really, really impressive.
Ooh, the shockwave just a hair too late. Shanks is able to flash that, and now On might pay the price here unless Knight is actually going to force the hand. Oh, more auto attack! The wind-up passive! Can't disrespect that. And On still doesn't even go down despite all...
You're quite right. I think that's probably the best way we could have phrased it here. Both of these teams not particularly bothered about fighting around neutrals, fighting one another though, they definitely are. Breathe. Yoink, thank you very much. Picks up Flandra, now down on the bot side.
Oh
Cleanse
my goodness.
comes through.
Hope still will be able to survive it all. Ignite comes through, damages him a bit, and now it's his turn to fire on back. Curtain call, bullets are flying. Can the fourth one find its mark here? Double beat drop does not land, so On is able to space it out, and that is 0 for 4 on bullets finding their target here. Shun is just gonna look for a quick Drake secure table. Season rankings here over Flandra.
But as it is, I don't think there are too many top laners that are challenging Zweon currently, as Flandra locks in that red card, gives Tarzan what for. Forces the flash. All right.
Like that combo. Obviously, you don't see Orianna and Twisted Fate in the same game, at least on the same team together that often. Hope taking some damage there, but just giving Twisted Fate the extra movement speed boost, and then from him ferrying for a quick.
They would just sit versus, you know, mages, absorb everything and be fine. Not gonna catch him out here, but he does have to go back.
Whoo! Kyle responding with a flash of his own, matching that of On's, but the shockwave still clips him and ensures that it is a 1-for-1 trade. But for BLG, they will happily take the sacrifices of Camille for the price of a Yone's head.
Alrighty, big move from
Just being able to give their team a early game draft, and this time you will smash with it. Well, so far, BLG are living up to the task.
Well, the question is, can they close this one out? Right, problems that we've had thus far are, well, they've not been able to. But feels like BLG are on the right track. It's not like their composition scales poorly. You've got the Ashe, you've got the Orianna, both of those quite powerful. Goodbye half your HP.
Goodbye your flash.
Yeah, goodbye all your HP. Well, it's a good flash, but is it one that you really wanted to give up to prevent Knight from getting another solo? Or it might be his first solo kill, to be fair, but probably not something you wanted to give up.
Shun trying to steal this blue buff away, but Tarzan's mid laner is not going to be able to join in the fray. Might not matter, though. Oh, the Blast Cone actually punts Shun out of the Encore. And he's able to reposition, knocks up Hope and says, see you later. But Shanks, already having TP'd in, catches him with a Fate Seal. And now Shun, all he can do is just try and see if he can get a 1-for-1, and not going to get it.
Alright, Hope finds a kill. In the top lane, we did see that Flandra found a solo kill on to Breathe.
Oh.
And without Enchanted Crystal Arrow being used either, so, you know, maybe thinking that that could have been the way out. Probably just Flandra getting a little bit of a bush bait and catching out. Now a TP down to this bot side. BLG want to try and take this dragon, even without a jungler.
Knight is spotted on the flank. Here comes the arrow. It parts the Red Sea. Shanks is able to knock up Knight and keep him at a distance, but he's taking a lot of damage as recompense for it. Curtain call, bullets are flying. One more, can it land? No, but it's not. Doesn't even matter. It's the burn from the side of anyone's Legends jungler being able to use that Liandry's Torment and the fully upgraded jungle pet.
So a little bit of bite back from AL here. Flandra is going to find Hope here. Cleanse, why have you done that, Hope? That is completely useless. But it is going to give AL a couple of kills. They also found that dragon, and they got the shutdown onto Knight. Now, it did go to Tarzan, who, again, on this Maokai, may be the least likely to do anything with it. Okay, well, there was no ulti from the Ashe, but I think that this Camille ulti is more than enough.
It was not a true 1-for-1. It was a interference from On's Camille. And now Shun, alongside On, is running even more interference. Kyle is getting quite low, but Breathe able to escort him back to safety alongside Shanks. Now Tarzan could be the sacrificial lamb here. And that tree is cut down to size back into Minecraft block. And BLG might have enough time to push in through this tier 1.
Yeah, as far as trees go, BLG were walking out of the forest, and then Tarzan kind of whacked them over the head with the branch as they were leaving. That twisted advancing not really cost them all that much, as yes, Tarzan finds a small lead for himself, but that's about it. Breathe.
Well, he's going to find the Mega Gnar onto Knight into the wall, but this Ashe Arrow, can it save Knight? Isn't enough time? Yes, it is! Viper!
No!
Oh my god! Still been stellar.
Yeah, I mean, I might even argue he adapted better than Jakiliv. I know Jakiliv had the Zerath, but I feel like very few marksmen have been looking to pull out Akali down in their bot lanes. But
Poor Vladimir.
as AL, yeah, just look for a Hail Mary down bot lane. Don't find anything. Gives BLG the inside track on mid. And again, another game that feels like it's been not necessarily forced from AL's hands, but has slowly slipped away in this game. Like, AL have never had a sniff this match at all.
Listen, BLG gonna be sieging on this tier 2 of Ash Herald. Doesn't connect. That's okay. AL are gonna pop the Rift Herald just because they have to, and I'm not sure if it's gonna get any value, unfortunately.
It is going to get value. BLG are going to get about 50 gold from it, and it's going to be lovely.
True.
But I mean, what are BLG waiting for? We've got 21 minutes on the clock. Baron is live, but they've done all of the hard work here. They're trying to do all of it without the Baron. So if they can take tier 2, they're diving.
They want to make sure that On doesn't get the play of the game. He's the first one to fall. Knight is going to be the next one on the chopping block, but Viper, just with the flurry of arrows, is able to just gun them all down. This Arrowman looks more like a gunman, and Shun with a beautiful flag and drag flash finds the knock-up onto Shanks. Viper sidestepping almost everything. This guy is just a monster, and he cannot be stopped unless Kyle can get into the fray and find a beat drop from range. But Shun will give his life to trade one back onto Hope, and boy, oh boy, it has not been a good Jhin performance from the AL AD carry. BLG continue to have control of the game.
The fight was going so well for Hope. Like, he did everything right, was playing nicely, got a good set.
Well, Viper just astro glided in that fight. That was some clean movement. And once again, if you are considering who you want, the Destiny on the bot side, and then TP immediately to the top side and say, thank you for showing yourself on the bot side of the map, Tarzan, we will take this Baron for free now.
Alrighty, I mean, that is as good as it gets, to be honest with you. He probably knows that his top lane is dead. Oh, no.
Well, the arrow goes wide, and that should spell something's up. The sombrero flash! I love it.
You know, there was a window where Knight kind of thought, what if he outplays me? He's removed that from contention. That is not a possibility. Sombrero flash, as highlighted. Pretty effective. This Gnar with just the magic resist of Merc Treads, not quite enough to hold up to a 3-item Orianna.
That's one way to mog your opponent in real time. Just use your flash for style points at that rate when you do have a 9.5k gold lead in the bag. And off of that solo kill from Knight, he's going to change his Darksteel into a Magi Soul Stealer, because he's feeling confident about hitting 25 chapters before this game is over.
I think he's bought it in every game so far this series. Obviously, game 2 went a lot better than game 1, but he did sell it at the end of game number 1 on the Ahri, but finds himself in a position where on this Orianna feels confident enough to burn his flash aggressively for the top laner. So, obviously not holding too many reservations about the book straight after that. If AL, though, can capitalise, I think they'll be in a good spot to take down the Orianna. We have seen that they have got some glimpses of CC chaining between the Gnar and the Seraphine. They have got a good amount of lockdown. It's just about finding it onto the right targets. If they, again, BLG find themselves with 3 carries here. So you have to catch all 3 of them to make it a worthwhile fight.
And with the Baron buff, BLG blasts through the top tier 2 turret, making their way to the inhibitor tower. Shanks able to sidestep the Ash Arrow using the Soul Unbound, and Tarzan is trying to prep himself a flank angle with the Nature's Grasp. Unfortunately, the rest of BLG are going to make their swift exit unless they can catch out Knight. He uses the Rocket Belt to escape the range of the Curtain Call. Shanks cannot catch up in time to look for, because you are briefly untargetable when that happens. But
yeah, but that doesn't normally do things to your team, to your team's buffs, you know? Oh, hello.
Okay, well, quick flash out of Flandra and a ghost. He's cutting this one out. Does he fancy this 1-for-1? I think he does. Does he pour it back in? Yes, sir. Put me back in the ring with him. But Tarzan is eliminating Flanger from the 1-for-1 successfully. As Shun tried to escape with the flag and drag, but snagged by Breathe with the Mega Gnar ultimate. He tries to flash away. GA is going to be expended here on caught out on the wrong side of the tracks, and Knight and Viper might be forced to run away from this one. Shockwave only clipping onto Tarzan. Decent damage, but not enough to stop him on his assault here. Knight and Viper on the wrong side of the jungle, but they should be able to make it out with enough time.
Second consecutive large-scale fight that anyone's like, but he's just going to lose the whole window of this Mega Gnar. It's going to have to be the most snappy engage, really, that you've ever seen.
Looks like anyone's Legend are just going to take their chances of fighting a 4-on-5 for now, so that Breathe can pick up this entire wave that is crashing into the top side turret. This is on BLG to try and force the upper hand when Gnar is in mini form and won't be able to regen to Mega anytime soon.
Oh, get back
so
here.
Now, here we go.
Breathe. Okay, TP's in finally. Honor's repositioned with the portal.
He's going to be too late unless Tarzan can get a Q Smite flash in there. 2000 HP.
Oh!
Massive shockwave from the golden left hand and brings anyone's Legend down. BLG will run them further beyond the grave and back into the shadows from where they came from. Shanks, on one last Hail Mary stand, ends up being smited where he once stood. And BLG will be able to finally put to rest the conversation of who is the better squad. Is it the Pandas? Is it Top Esports? Is it Billy Gaming? Well, we all know the answer to that. Who emerged at the end of the regular season as the #1 team going into the playoffs.
A 5-man push to close out this series. Anyone's Legend, their bot lane still standing. They will try to hold the line.
Really nice encore flash from Kyle. Is it enough to actually stall this game out? The Shockwave doesn't even get a chance to go off. I take it back.
Hold
Anyone's
on.
Legend still has a fight left in them. Triple kill comes out from Hope. And they are going to be looking for more. Flanger barely gets a chance to pour it out. There is a window to force the Baron when Tarzan...
There's an opportunity that we could see a great flip at an Elder. Anyone's Legend here that AL have taken, and it was taken by a minion wave, just to paint the picture for how far behind AL are. Looking for On.
Oh, the Mega Gnar ultimate whiffs on the On. Was trying to look for the quick scoop, but finds no dice. Now Shun is attacking from the right side, ready to cut them off. Flanger with the Destiny will give vision of all 5. And AL are panicking. The GA from Shun will allow him to dive in boldly. Flanger assisting with the gold card. Shockwave hits no one, though. The rest of anyone's Legend are keeping their distance. They're keeping their health bars up. They stay alive. They burn multiple tools from the side of BLG.
And in this late game, Ra, for the power of a Seraphine is not to be undersold. AL establish a little bit here of mid-prio. Sidewave's not in their favor particularly at all here. And Tarzan looking to do a little bit of poke.
Oh, nice poke onto Tarzan. Just go immediately for the tank and the guy that has the smite. It has been eliminated from contention for the side of anyone's Legend. No 50-50s will come from this flip, but anyone's Legend are still pressed to look for the fight anyway. You're absolutely right, Rude. Shun is going to heal up off of a camp, and they will play the stalling game. It's 43 seconds before Tarzan respawns on Summoner's Rift.
AL can't afford to give this up. They have to keep trying to keep BLG interested and make sure that this Elder is never taken low enough. They still have some big tools available, but the issue is that the longer this goes, the more likely those big cooldowns are going to come up for BLG. Shockwave up in 10 seconds. TP back in from Knight. AL, this is your last stand.
Breathe is trying to build up rage as fast as possible. 8,000 HP on the Elder Dragon. Shanks getting brought incredibly low. That Soul Unbound is going to take him back to his fate. Breathe tries to go in, stopped immediately in its tracks. Mega Gnar only onto one. Shun gets the GA back up. He's totally fine, and as he dashes back into the Dragon, the rest of BLG are doing all the damage they need to eliminate any last hope from the side of anyone's Legend. Elder Dragon secure comes through, and it's now just the Stray Marksman left on the board for BLG to clean up. A Shockwave will be overkill at this point, and now it is only the front runner MVP, Tarzan, who can try and pull off a miracle.
Walk with the wave, protect the minions, BLG. Don't do a silly at this late stage. Jun cuts off Tarzan, the carries storm down mid lane, and BLG look just as good.
Tarzan when one last effort will be denied. A miracle. BLG will win the final regular season.